Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why has my life always felt different, even from the very beginning? Maybe you look back at your childhood and remember moments when you felt set apart, when something deep inside whispered that you were not like everyone else. Friend, that is no accident. From the cradle, before you could even form words, the hand of God was already upon your life. The Bible tells us in Jeremiah 1 verse 5, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations." That means long before your parents ever held you, God had already written your story. You were chosen. You were called. And the signs of that calling have been there since childhood. Maybe you were that child who asked questions far beyond your age. While other kids played without worry, you often wondered about life, about God, about meaning. That wasn't just curiosity. It was a spark of purpose burning inside you. Or maybe you always felt a heavy heart for others, even as a little one. You couldn't stand to see people hurting, and you would do anything to bring comfort. That is not ordinary. That is the heart of Christ planted in you from the beginning. Think about Joseph. As a young boy, he had dreams that made no sense to those around him. His brothers laughed at him, mocked him, and even hated him for it. But what seemed foolish was actually God revealing Joseph's destiny in seed form. The signs were there in his childhood. His gift was misunderstood, but it was real. Or consider Samuel. Even as a boy, lying down in the temple, he heard the voice of God calling his name. "Samuel, Samuel." 3 times the Lord spoke to him before he realized it was God. He was only a child, but the calling was clear. That's what it means to be chosen from the cradle. The signs show up before you even know how to interpret them. Let me ask you, do you remember being different as a child? Maybe you never fit in with the crowd. While others enjoyed certain things, your spirit felt uncomfortable. You couldn't join in the gossip, the trouble, or the games that went too far. It wasn't because you were boring or strange. It was because you were set apart. The Spirit of God was protecting you, guiding you, even when you didn't understand. Another sign is unusual battles. Have you ever noticed that some children face attacks so early in life? Sicknesses, rejection, loneliness, family struggles, all before they could even stand tall. That's because the enemy often tries to destroy what he knows is dangerous to his kingdom. Look at Moses. As a baby, Pharaoh ordered that every Hebrew boy be killed, yet God preserved him, placing him in a basket and guiding him to Pharaoh's own daughter. The enemy tried to end his life from the cradle because he was chosen to deliver Israel. The same with Jesus. Herod commanded the death of all baby boys in Bethlehem just to stop one child, the Messiah. Being chosen often means your life carries unusual battles, even from birth, because the enemy fears your purpose. But there's more. Chosen children often display gifts beyond their years. Some are drawn to prayer at a young age. Some are natural encouragers, always lifting others up. Some are leaders, even in small groups of friends. Some feel a strong sense of justice, unable to tolerate what's wrong. These are not coincidences. They are divine fingerprints on your soul. And let's not forget the sense of divine protection. Think back. How many times should something have gone wrong, but somehow you were spared? Maybe it was an accident, maybe a sickness, maybe a bad decision that could have destroyed your life. But God kept you. That is a clear sign you have always been in His hands. Now, I want you to pause and reflect. Can you see it? Can you see the thread of God's hand in your life, stretching from your cradle to this very moment? Those childhood moments when you felt different, those battles you faced, those gifts you carried, even the loneliness you endured, it was never random. It was shaping you, molding you, preparing you for the purpose God has placed inside of you. You are not ordinary. You never were. You were chosen before you knew how to walk, before you knew how to talk. And that purpose still calls out to you today. So don't ignore it. Don't bury it under the noise of the world. Look back at those childhood signs and let them remind you. God's plan for your life is bigger than your pain, bigger than your mistakes, bigger than your doubts. He has been with you from the cradle, and He will be with you until the end. If you ever wonder why you feel set apart, why you carry a fire that others don't understand, this is why. You are chosen. You are called. And the same God who kept you from the cradle will carry you into your destiny. If this message has touched your heart and helped you feel closer to God's purpose for your life, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with a friend or loved one who needs to hear it. Remember to like this video, subscribe to Bible Timeless Lessons, and turn on the notification bell to stay connected to God's Word. Stay blessed and keep seeking His face.